she's a big time R&B. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of big time R&B back then. You know, I ain't gonna call them women. You know, you had Mary J. Blige, you had Beyonce, you had, and y'all know that she liked to scream and make a lot of noise. Then y'all know who I'm talking about.
Ever since Pimp C passed, there's been a lot of questions around his death, and for some reason it always circles back to Beyonce and Jay's. And we all know how powerful those two are. Now here's where it gets crazy. Before Pimp C died, in one of his last interviews, he hinted at having an X-rated tape of a celeb that would send shockwaves through the industry, and the street's been talking ever since, claiming that celeb was none other than Beyonce's word, is they had to silence him before he could leak those tapes. Allegedly, of course, Pimp and Ken, who was super close to Pimp C, exposed in one of his most eyebrow-raising interviews that Pimp C had a tape involving a major R&B diva and a powerful rapper. And while he never straight up said Beyonce or Jay-Z's names, according to several sources, the woman on the tape was allegedly Beyonce before Bey and Jay tied the knot and were just dating. Beyonce had a short fling with Pimp C during one of her rough patches with Jay, and this is when that alleged video was made.
Then y'all know who I'm talking about. Anybody that, you know, that's in Houston that knew was going around Houston, cause a lot of rappers and shit, then you know who I'm talking about. But because Pimp C never told y'all, I would be out of pocket, you know what I'm saying, to say who it is.
Speculation went crazy when folks started saying Jay-Z knew about this alleged tape and did everything in his power to keep it from ever seeing the light of day. I mean, we're talking about one of the most powerful couples in the industry, of course. He'd want to protect Beyonce's image and their relationship. Let's not forget Jaguar Wright claimed that Beyonce was out here messing around with her bodyguards. Allegedly, things got so out of control that her own father had to put her in a girl group just to keep her focused and out of trouble. So when you add all that up, this rumor tape ain't sounding so unbelievable.
Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough, because she just started all the girls.
And there's also this wild conspiracy theory that alleges that Jay-Z had something to do with Pimp C's death. In December 2007, Pimp C was out in Hollywood doing shows and working with Too Short. He was supposed to fly back to Texas on December 4th, but that morning he didn't show up. His wife Shannara and his cousin Edgar started getting worried when he wasn't answering his phone, so they called his hotel, told the staff to check on him, and that's when they found him. Pimp C was gone. And let's be real, Pimp C was known for sipping lean. He and DJ Screw were pioneers and making lean a thing in hip-hop. But here's the thing, a lot of rappers have been sipping lean for years and didn't go out like this. So what makes Pimp's situation so different? According to the doctors, his sleep apnea made it worse. They said the lean knocked him out so hard he started choking and couldn't wake up. But for some people, that story still doesn't add up. Even Bun B, Pimp C's right-hand man, talked about how Pimp gained a lot of weight. While he was locked up, he went in wearing extra large and came out before extra large. The weight gain made his sleep apnea worse, and when you mix that with lean, it's a dangerous combo. But here's the thing, Bun B might be the only person close to Pimp who actually believes the official story, because Pimp C's own mother, Mama West, ain't buying it. She always said her son was unive, and she knew something was wrong even before she got the call. Pimp always called her before bed, but the night before they found him no call, that's when she knew something wasn't right. And when she finally heard the news, it only confirmed her worst fears, Mama West also claimed. The coroner straight up told her they didn't know exactly why Pimp died, but they knew it wasn't from a substance OD. He didn't even have enough lean in his system to kill him. So where's the truth in all this? Because the sleep apnea story is starting to sound like cap.
Died of a drug overdose.
No. The coroner told me that there was not enough of anything in his system to have killed him.
Show, who was with Pimp C right before he died, also said things didn't add up. He was supposed to meet Pimp for dinner the day they found him. When Pimp didn't show to Short, went to the hospital trying to get answers. But nobody would tell him anything years later. He's still saying the whole thing was sketchy, especially since so many celebrities mysteriously die alone in hotel rooms. And let's not act like we ain't seen that pattern before.
You know if all this is true, but I just heard parts like, I'm like, what happened to my guy?
Right.
And then they come out with the official, it was a mixture of some stuff, the prescription and something else or something that I don't really know. But with me, I never really heard something that would give that closure for me.
And then you got Hazo, another Pimp C affiliate, saying the same thing. Hazo has sleep apnea too, and he's been through the choking episodes, but he never came close to dying, so why would Pimp C's situation be any different unless there was something else going on?
Somebody did tamper with my man and take him out the game. I don't think the sleep apnea did it because I got sleep apnea, and it's been years.
But the real kicker, people think Pimp C was targeted because he wasn't afraid to speak his mind. He was calling out record labels, exposing industry secrets. Brown even said the whole lean story was a setup. He was around Pimp C for years and said he never saw him sip lean. The worst thing he ever drank was red wine. So if Pimp wasn't even on lean like that, how they going to pin his death on an overdose?
Whole situation with him, you know, with them planting and like all that stuff was planted, bro. Like that's not even his stilo, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's levels to this.
He raps about lean a lot.
It was Live Soul Entertainment, $1.5 million deal with Jive.
He was part of that.
For my birthday. He died on my birthday.
Another rapper, Pimp C, mentored 17, never bought the official story either. In an interview, he said Pimp's death was more like an assassination than an accident. According to him, someone slipped something in Pimp's drink, and the lean story was just a cover-up.
Did Pimp C die? They said it was lean, but you said it's pretty much a hit. Was he assassinated?
I said it's pretty much it.
Yeah. Maybe. Who knows?
Even Pimp C's cousin Edgar did an interview and said he'd heard from a reliable source that there were people in that hotel room the night Pimp died. Allegedly 2 men and a woman were in there, and one of the dudes decided to pull a so-called prank by slipping something into Pimp's drink. When Pimp took a sip, he immediately started throwing up blood, and remember when they found his body, the bed was covered in blood. So Edgar believes the autopsy missed the real cause of death because they were only testing for drugs, not poison. And here's the craziest part, Edgar even claimed the dude who did it was going around writing about taking out Pimp C, but there's no chance for justice because that alleged person is now dead too, and so is his brother. Ain't that suspicious?
So C went to the restroom and Buddy said, look, y'all don't say nothing, I'm gonna play a joke on Pimp. And he poured something into his drink. And when he came back from the restroom, he started drinking it and almost immediately started throwing up blood. And what made me believe that, I packed C bags after he passed.
From that same
hotel.
Edgar also threw some serious side-eye at Pimp's wife, Shannara. He was supposed to go with Pimp to LA, but Shannara told him he couldn't come because he had work. And then there was the weird drama with their Bentley. Pimp didn't want to leave their car in an airport parking lot, but Shar insisted, and when it got left in the tow zone, she flew all the way back to Texas just to move it, leaving Pimp alone in La Im.
So later on, I tell Shannara, hey, he about to miss his flight, and he got PO today. He never missed PO. He'll miss anything but a PO.
Yeah.
And I said, look, they know you were there in the room with them. Call the hotel. Ask them to go make sure your husband is.
So with all these strange moves and the fact that someone had easy access to Pimp while he was alone, it's no wonder people start questioning whether Shannara had some involvement. And y'all know the streets love to speculate. Some folks even believe Shannara might have been used as a pawn in a bigger plan. And with Pimp C hinting at a tape that could have brought down some of the biggest names in the game, it's no surprise people think he was silenced. Cause when you start talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z, you playing with some serious fire. So what y'all think really happened here? Was Pimp C's death just a tragic accident, or was there something more sinister going on? And do y'all believe that Beyonce tape really exists? Let me know how y'all feel, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the next video. We keeping it 100 over here.